so continuing on with the next rider that we're going to be talking about, last rider for our segment today. So the next rider that we're looking at is called Reoccurring Disability Rider. Now this is a rider, as you can see, has a lot going on. So this rider, just as the name suggests, is if the same or related disability comes back again. Now this is important to remember that it has to be the same or related disability. It can't be that if first, let's say Tom was complaining about his shoulder and then complaining about his leg. So it has to be the same or related disability reoccurs again within a certain period of time. Then what happens? So when somebody files a claim, a little bit of a side note. So when someone files a claim, what typically policies have is something called a waiting period. And the longer you make your waiting period, the cheaper your premium is going to be, because that means that's the time that the insurance company is not paying you anything. You have to kind of get by on your own. So if it's a shorter waiting period, your premium is going to be more expensive, because if you have 1 month versus 3 months, then the insurance company has to start paying you faster. So they're going to make a premium more expensive. So what some people usually do is they make the waiting period as long as they're able to in terms of their own personal sort of situation. So if they have enough savings for, let's say, 4 months, they'll make that waiting period for 4 months. So they know they're okay for 4 months, and then their premium will be cheaper. All right. Now, what this rider does is that it avoids 2 waiting periods. So if somebody has the same, or so the first time, let's say Tom has a shoulder injury, he files his claim, he has to wait 4 months when he's not getting anything for 4 months, and then his disability benefit will start. Now, he has this rider on his policy. He started his benefit. He's gone back to work, so the benefit has stopped. So he's going back to work, and as he works, maybe 2 months into his work, 3 months into his work, his shoulder starts acting up again. So now he needs to go back on disability. If he did not have this rider, he would have to file the claim again and wait another 4 months in order for his benefit to start. And that might be hard for some people, because waiting 4 months and 4 months, so 8 months without any income might be difficult for some people, especially if they don't have savings or that sort of funds put away. So this is a good rider to add on, because what this does is if that same disability comes back, so if Tom is experiencing the same sort of shoulder pains or something related to that, he is able to go ahead and use this rider and avoid the second waiting period. So he won't have to wait 4 months again before his benefits start. They will start right away. What's important here is it has to be within 6 months of the original claim. So if Tom filed, let's say in January, and so 6 months he has until June, if he files the next reoccurring claim after that, it will be looked at as a new disability claim, and he will have to wait the 4 months again. So it is a rider that is beneficial, but they do give you a timeline, right? It has to be within that 6 month period that it occurs again, and you're able to use this rider. If it's after that, it doesn't apply, and it does go in as a new claim, right? So that is important to remember. But biggest sort of advantages is that it avoids those 2 waiting periods, so they don't have to re-wait again for those whatever months they have as your waiting period. However, the benefit period has to stay within the total. What do we mean by that? So let's say Tom's policy has a 4-month waiting period and a 2-year benefit period. That means that the maximum he can collect benefits for is 2 years. So even though Tom is using this rider, maybe he collected benefits for 6 months the first time. Now he has 18 months left on his benefits. That doesn't mean that those 2 years reset, right? So it has to stay within the total of whatever it says in his policy. So he still can only collect for 2 years. It can just be divided up. Okay. All right, so those are the riders, and I'm going to finish off our segment here with looking at why still, after going through all that, why does the insurance company still turn down, and many claims are turned down. So what are the main reasons why insurance company can turn claims down? So when we're looking at why they are denied, there's 3 main reasons. So this is separated from our riders. Okay, so 3 main reasons that the insurance company can turn down claims. The first one is absence of loss. And when we say loss, we don't mean that is a person actually disabled or not. No, what obviously will be really disabled. But what are we talking about loss? Remember, what are they insuring in this policy? They're insuring income. So if there is no loss, if there's no income, then the insurance company will say, well, there's nothing for us to give a benefit for because you have no income. So that's important, is that the person has to be working or have an income at the time of application. Otherwise, they won't get approved. At the time of claim. So if they were working when they applied originally for the policy and they got approved, and then they lost their job, and then when they're disabled, they don't have any income, the insurance company can still turn them down, unfortunately, right? So if there's no loss of income, because insurance company is saying, we will cover you up to a 60% of your income. So if there's no income when they're filing the claim, there's nothing for them to cover. So that's the first reason. The second reason is absence of proof. So when you're filing a claim, it's not just your word that they will go by. You have to give proof that yes, that this is an actual disability that you're facing. And that proof has to come from an MD medical doctor. And that's important, is that it cannot be a paramedic, it cannot be a nurse, has to be an MD medical doctor. So making sure that the person who is writing that proof for you is certified, is competent, and knows what they're talking about, right? So it has to be an MD medical doctor. And then the third reason, even if you have these two things, the third reason why they can deny the claim is delay. So if you have delayed filing your claim. So the rule of thumb is, as soon as you can with accident and sickness policies, you should file. You should not obviously put it in time, but 30 days after the incident, so whatever happened, whenever the injury happened, within 30 days, you have to file the claim. Sooner the better, of course, but you have 30 days. So if you wait longer than that, you might just be denied just because it's too late, right? So you have to do it in a certain amount of time. And 90 days, you have 90 days to submit all your documents. So that means all of this proof, the medical, whatever papers you need from the medical doctor, you have 90 days to submit that. So 1 month, approximately 30 days to file the claim, and approximately 3 months, 90 days to get all the paperwork in order for your claim to be on time and be processed. All right. Okay, so those are our riders. And when we're looking at reasons why insurance companies can deny, so we'll move on to the next part of the module in the next segment.